Okay, y'all, we are all Darcy at one point because all of us have felt vulnerable, feeling lonely, and took it to the bedroom.
Ready, Stace?
Ready, Darce?
Here we go.
It's our big hit.
Twins.
Sisters, sisters, there were never such devoted sisters.
Stacey is the one who's always got my back.
Yeah, Darcy's love life, that's a lot to unpack.
True.
Caring, sharing, every little thing that we are wearing.
House of 11, we've had lots of guy trouble, that's well known.
I've got a fiancé and she's alone.
Wow.
All kinds of weather, we stick together, the same in the rain or sun. We got tight faces, but in tight places, we think and we act as one. Take it, Darce.
Manifest our twin power.
Scooter bapa dee bahada
Adapata, do the twins. Apadapa, hat the gut. Ooh, my boobs shake when I do that. Ooh, ah.
That was such a great way to say that line. I'm going to use that from now on. When you say, Matt, how was your date? And I was like, you know what? We took it to the bedroom.
I felt lonely. I was feeling vulnerable. So we took it to the bedroom.
Y'all, because that's the one thing with Georgie. He's good in bed.
He is with a big old Bulgarian dick.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's Darcy and Stacey.
That's the Bulgarian rose we all want to smell.
It's Darcy and Stacey, season 4, episode 12. No name episode because we're
covering it early. We don't have a title.
We weren't given it. We weren't given the name early enough. They only showed one episode. They only showed up the title of episode 11. So
yes,
we'll see. But the nameless episode 12. We are. I guess we can just jump right in.
Yeah, y'all know. We
are the deal.
We talked about our charity. With the ACLUs partnering with RuPaul's production company for the Drag Defense Fund. So you can donate for that in our Sissy Squad. We'd love to raise $2,000 for that to help with the attack on drag queens.
And drag culture in general.
Drag culture and trans culture. We would appreciate that. So they're going to be doing a digital worldwide moment in May, and we will be, we're going to do a watch along with that.
It's basically an attack on anyone who looks different or, may appear different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and even if you
that's
join,
what it is.
And even if you join the moment with us, even if you decide to do the moment as well, then that you're still giving money to the charity because they're raising money for the charity through that. So,
everyone watch the digital worldwide moment on May 7th.
I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of our favorite queens. I just finished. Are you caught up on Drag Race or no?
Yes.
American
Drag Race.
How do you feel about top 4?
I feel good. I was really annoyed by, spoiler alert, I was really annoyed by even RuPaul thinking she was going to not
do a top 3.
I was just like, fuck off. Just stop saying you're going to not eliminate everybody every episode. This is ridiculous.
It was a pretty epic lip sync.
It was, but this is interesting. Who I feel like maybe I thought if she had to let go of someone, I thought it would be Luxx. But because I think she's been slightly weaker.
I think so too.
In the last couple of weeks, especially with the teacher challenge.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's Sasha Colby's game to lose.
I totally 100% agree.
But
it's going to be Sasha or Anitra for me.
It's torn though. Like, could be Luxx because she's been weaker on some of the acting challenges, but Luxx's looks compared to Mistress's, like Mistress has some beautiful looks, but Luxx does.
I totally agree with you.
It's a hard decision.
I still feel like Luxx keeps talking about all the time about how her looks are just the most advanced. I'm like, but Simone, honey, was doing these looks 2 seasons ago.
Simone was. That's true.
Yeah, or Naomi Smalls.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like,
same kind of figure. Yeah.
yeah, and it's the same kind of drag. I'm not saying it's not fantastic. I'm just saying it's not as groundbreaking as she would. The way that she criticized Lucy's drag, which Lucy's runways were packed. There's no doubt about that.
That's true.
But to make that criticism of, well, some of us aren't as innovative, I'm like, bitch, you're not either.
Like, who came before you? But
yeah, that's kind of what I think. She's totally an all-star queen. I think they're going to pop her in All-Stars after she's kind of established her brand a little bit. She knows exactly what to do. I think Mistress is also an all-star queen. They're going to throw her in there.
I kind of want to get fucked by Anitra and fuck Sasha Colby.
Oh my God.
Anitra, he is so hot. And Sasha Colby in that music video, I was like, oh my
God.
God.
Pamela Anderson.
I'm like, you look hot. Speaking of Pamela Anderson, let's move to Pamela Anderson that you would see in Connecticut. Let's talk about Darcey and STACEY.
Wow. We're leaving the hotel with more luggage than the Romanovs would need.
For sure. Yeah. For sure.
And that's before they got shot in the basement.
Yeah, let me help you, guys. I'll help you. And he says, I'm sorry. I feel bad. And she apologizes. And Darcey's like, she says, thank you. Didn't want it to turn out this way. And I was like, okay, what way were we thinking? Like, but sure.
He brings up, well, that time we hooked up. And she's like, her face kind of changes, like, yeah, right? Why are you bringing this up? She's like, yeah, I just didn't want anyone to know. You gave me hope that there was more.
Hope's daughter. And she's like, yeah, that was right after Cicero. And then she says, that was one night. I just think we forget it. We just forget it.
I regret it. I need to forget it. It's nothing.
And Georgie says, because Georgie knows that he is fucking pool because he's good looking, has a huge dick. He says, I don't hook up with a lot of other people. And I went,
I could have sex if I wanted to.
Yes, he could.
Yep.
Yes, he could.
So we're home in Connecticut. Aspen's taking care of Daddy Silva. And this made me very kind of sad because he did look frail in that bathroom.
Oh, yeah. He looked tired.
And the next thing I thought is, because they're bringing dinner and everyone's got pasta on their plate, I'm like, this looks like a pasta commercial with the amount
so
of food
much
we
pasta
have on the plates.
It's just also pasta on a flat plate just looks so bulbous and like mountainous, whereas if it's in a pasta bowl, it just looks better.
It looked like they were all about to face fuck those plates of pasta. There's no way all this pasta got eaten.
It did look like fake pasta, like in Beetlejuice when the hand would come up out of the food or something like that.
I was like, are they running a marathon tomorrow?
Or like on You Can't Do That on Television. It was just going to rain pasta on their heads.
That's what it felt like. Yes. It felt like lots of prop pasta that was no flavor.
Best part of this dinner, though, is it's funny how and we do this too, how no matter what age you are, you revert back to childlike ways. Because Daddy Silver, they're sitting there eating and they talk a little bit and they say, you know, his speech was affected. It's not as clear. He's a little weaker, but, you know, he can't get stressed. And he's susceptible. Another stroke could occur. So he has to be, and of course the girls are like, ugh. And so he's just trying to rest. And then he says, well, how was they say that they took her on a bachelorette party. He's like, well, how was the party?
Oh, that's great.
No trouble.
No trouble at all.
No. Even Florian's like, no trouble.
It's great.
I laughed so hard because all their faces.
Punch Michael Baines.
Their face. Oh, sometimes we're all 15.
It was. They just go like, him. Everything's fine. And you know Daddy Silva's like, these liars.
Yeah. That man, y'all forget Daddy Silva worked for the CIA. He said this was a minute stroke. He could have been drugged by some Russian spy.
It's true. Or someone could have roundhoused him in the head.
Yes, and that's why he's weak.
So it's the way they keep saying, we don't want to stress him out. Reminds me of the way that people in a sitcom talk about pregnant women.
Yes.
It's like she can have no stress at all, or she's gonna lose the baby.
Yeah, it's very life or death in sickness.
Don't stress her out at all.
Wow.
Anyway, they y'all later on, Flori and Stacey are trying to make espresso. It's like, I can be a barista. Barista. She keeps calling it a barista.
She does. I thought you would enjoy this because it's just like Darcey that we remember. Stacey can't do normal people things either.
No, they. I feel like they must have had personal valets or something where everyone does something for them, because they seem to have problems doing normal things.
This is a legitimate espresso machine, and they are a little complicated, aren't they? Isn't there like a process to it? Oh,
yeah. Espresso machines are cantankerous. Not like my Nespresso, which is quite easy.
Is that why they called you espresso machine in college? Because you were cantankerous? There goes espresso machine.
Mm-hmm. And I was always ready with some frothy milk.
Blech! Blech! Just move on, please.
Mm-hmm. And I shot steam out of my ears.
Wow.
So, turns out they've decided it's just cheap, dirty gay jokes, y'all.
Yeah.
That's what you pay for, or you don't. So Stacey said, so it's gonna be my father. So, Dad's gonna stay here, and let's do the wedding at Connecticut. And Florence and I wrote down, they're already married. It wouldn't be a big deal.
It wouldn't be a big deal.
Instead, they force their wedding planner,
this poor wedding planner,
who is Miami-based,
yes,
I assume, to cancel their previous wedding and plan a wedding for them in Connecticut in a few weeks. And she's kind of like, I don't know where to.
Her face.
Where to start?
And Stacey's like, I know in the last wedding we were going to have fireworks, but now we're going to do this. And the wedding planner's okay, like scale back glam. Okay, scale back glam. So she said, this is a lot of work.
I'll wave a magic wand and let you know what I come up with in the most passive aggressive way.
And then to that response, Stacey goes, that's great. Thank you. And then she realizes, she's like, it's going to be great.
I have a feeling this did not happen this way. I cannot imagine that was this call.
I mean, you kind of wonder if they were just always going to get married in Connecticut anyway.
It feels that way to me.
I don't think Daddy Silva faked a mini stroke, though, for the reason for them to do that.
No, I doubt that. Yeah.
So
later on, Stacey's kind of talking to Gloria, and it's like, what happened in New York City? Can't happen again. Being controlling, demanding, and I think we need to talk to someone. He is so against that. 15th century vampires don't need therapy.
They don't need therapy. No, they've got all their shit worked out. They don't talk to other people. They suck their blood.
Exactly. What's the problem? So Darcey is flying back to Miami to get Stacey's dress and Florian's tux, and that's when we had the bad smell scene. When there's like, Stacey, your apartment smells like butthole.
Smells like cheesy feet. Cheesy feet. Oh my God. Oh my God. She walks in there and Stacey's like, what?
Gagging.
We cleaned it before we left. And she's like, Florian loves that feta cheese. And Darcey goes, oh.
And at one point, she's like, it smells like asshole in here. And Stacey's like, just like, she's like, well, your apartment smells like farts.
And Darcey's like, I am kind of farty.
And then she's like, don't fold the dress. It's haute couture.
And Darcey looks at her. She's like, yes, Stacey, I know what haute couture is. I know, Stacey.
I just love it in the middle of everything. Their father having a stroke, all of this kind of dissonance. They can still bicker like 4-year-olds.
They can.
I love it. I love it. It really is the heart of the show, is how they both love each other and hate each other at the same time.
Well, it's just what they love each other, and it's just they can't help but just
Yeah.
Your sibling, as Poodle and I can contest, your sibling will trigger you more than anyone.
It's so true. Before we go on
Yes.
the meeting of the date with Zach, we should take a quick break.
Hey, Zach, it's a nice
Hey,
place.
Darcey. Hey, I got some appetizers and some drinks lined up for us. What do you want to try?
This food. Ooh, the balls. You know I like them big balls, Zach. Big balls. I like to put like 2 of them in my mouth and go.
I'm a little uncomfortable. The fact that she is making such gratuitous sex jokes when he has said he's being celibate for a while, it is, y'all. This is like being on a date with a female Milton Berle. It is constant jokes. Current references only.
Current references only. But think about it. He is celibate. He does say that he practiced celibacy. How would you flirt if you were on a date with a guy and he told you he was celibate? See, part of me thinks you wouldn't have gone on another date, but then another part of me knows you and knows if a hot guy that you knew was sexually into you told you that he was celibate, you would want to get him to break it.
I think I would. However,
how would you do it?
I wouldn't flirt like I was Rodney Dangerfield at an open mic.
I get no respect.
I got balls. You should give me some balls.
How would you do it? Because I've seen you throw yourself at men. Don't.
Well, it's not like you.
Drunk.
It's not like you're crying and trying to get him to hold you.
I didn't say I was a good flirter. I'm not.
I think I would focus much more on just kind of eye fucking them at the table, crossing my legs.
Would you play footsie
posing?
With
them? Yeah. I let my energy pull them in more than physicality.
Oh my god! You probably would pick up the balls and eat the balls sexually, though.
Maybe. Depends on how many drinks I've had. Speaking of drinks, what is this ridiculous fraternity fishbowl drink that is lighting up?
This reminded me of when we were in college. We loved to go to Razoo's and get that fishbowl at Razoo's.
Yeah, it's a joke drink. And she's like, oh, very sexual. What?
It's just a fishbowl, Darce.
It's a big drink. It's a big drink.
Big drink for a big man. So they're talking and he says, things got a little messy with her fiance. And she talks about her father having a stroke.
In the same breath,
yes,
she bombs him with this.
Yes.
and I know that you guys, I know you should, there's a way you should tell someone you barely know about a personal tragedy. And this is probably not it. No. She barely knows him. She's been on one date.
She was like, my ex-fiance got messy and my dad had a stroke. That's what she did. But he does get up and hug her and he says, I'm here for you. And he said, I think he called her a soldier.
That, and did you hear her describe him? Maybe I heard this wrong. But she's like, yeah, Zach's really great. He's embraceful.
No, I didn't hear that.
I think she said embraceful.
Embraceful, my sweet
embraceful person.
Embraceful bulge.
I think she said embraceful. Again, I maybe I missed it.
Don't be a naughty baby.
Come to Darcey. Come on me right now.
See, Darcey could never sing that song, which is somewhat flirty.
No.
Fuck me. I need love. At the end.
Love. My sweet embraceable.
Love me. Exactly. She couldn't finish it.
She couldn't.
So she invites him to the wedding and says, and he's like, of course I'd love to. She's like, I should tell you, my ex-fiance is going to be there.
And Zach says, well, I want to show your dad. I want to show your dad and your father that a good man does exist.
Good line. And I know that I've only been in your life for about an hour.
About an hour.
Total time.
And so they're dancing. They look like they're having a good time. We end. And then we have y'all, paid friend Leslie shows up in Darcey's apartment.
And I have a question for you.
What?
They're trying on the panties over Darcey's cat suit. And they're like, she's like, his celibacy is going to be gone by the end of this. And does it kind of creep you out by Darcey trying to forcibly end someone's celibacy? A lot of people choose that for reasons. Again, I'm not the last. It always feels a little weird.
I really feel like you wouldn't be throwing yourself, but I really feel like if you were into this and a guy told you this, you would get obsessed with breaking his celibacy.
Maybe
definitely Poodle in his 30s for sure.
I think it feels trying to
but
make
it feels
him
disrespectful a little bit.
It feels like it's trying to make him change something that's a personal choice for him.
I agree. Well, because Darcey, the fact that he's celibate, Darcey takes personal. Because Darcey doesn't feel like somebody wants her until she gets fucked and her head gets rammed up against a headboard 10 times.
Exactly.
That's
which I understand.
Would you wear these panties if someone gave them to you? With a little bow on the back, like a male version, but would you?
Look. I'd wear anything if it made someone feel a certain way. I don't care. Maybe not a baby costume with a big bonnet and a bib.
Maybe not that.
I don't know if I want. I'm not into human babies, adult babies. So
no,
just for people out there who are wondering.
That's like this is why
I'm too far.
It's why I'm not dating or even hooking up or anything right now, because I logged on to Grindr for the first time. And first of all, it popped up and said, "We thought you were dead." Because it had been so long. It was like, "Where you been, bitch?"
Join Grindr Senior.
And I was like, yes. I was like, what is this whole new world? What? And then the first picture, some guy says hi and then sends me a picture and it's just him wearing a diaper. And I went, no. And I screamed. I just took the app off my phone and threw my phone across the room.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll always disappoint you.
Yeah.
They will find a way.
Can I just I don't want to meet a guy right now, but can I just eventually just meet a guy in the real world? I guess we don't do that anymore.
I had one guy, this is so ridiculous. I had one guy text me or message me on Grindr. It says, "Hey there, how are you doing?" And I was like, "Hi, how's your day going?" And he wrote back something, and either I went into something, and then the next thing was, "Well, guess you don't like Asian guys. Later."
And you were like, I was just working.
And I wrote back, I'm like, "Sorry, I was occupied by something, but bye, I guess."
I wish you the best.
I know.
I wish you the best. You know, we're going to have to leave this here. I'm going to start, when I get back on Grindr, that's how I'm going to
leave this here.
I'm going to say, we're going to have to leave this here.
To move on.
This isn't going to get resolved today.
There are a lot of hair triggers on apps that people may be bringing other experiences to, because people, it's an impersonal kind of situation because you're not talking to them face to face. So it's almost like you can kind of bring anything to a screeching halt easily.
Yeah.
So yeah, fun. So where were we? We are. Oh, I know what I want to talk about.
What?
Leslie's like, "So I got a text from Zach, and he can't wait to see you." And I mean, he's like, "I'll see you at the wedding." And I wrote down, "Could Leslie be Zach's madam?"
It sounds a little bit like she is pimping this guy out.
Darcey, don't handle my boys rough. Okay.
No, she's like, when Darcey says, "Well, hope we can avoid the drama." And Leslie's like, "Well, yeah, there shouldn't be that much drama." And she's like, well,
I expect Leslie to say, like, "Darcey, make sure you pay my boys good. Otherwise, I'm going to take it out of them."
Take it out of them. Don't hit him again, Leslie. Don't. He's a sweet guy.
It really does feel like she's a madam.
It does.
There's something about the way she talks about him that makes him feel like he's on her payroll.
Darcey does say, she's like, "Look, this isn't easy to say, but Georgie and I, we hooked up. He thought he had a chance, but he doesn't have a chance. He doesn't have a chance. We just hooked up once."
And then she says, "Well, you obviously have to tell him." And I went,
"Tell Zach."
Yeah. And I went, but that happened. She met Zach after the hookup.
Darcey even said, even though I know this happened before, I don't know how he'll feel. And I went, I don't think Darcey needs to tell Zach this.
No. Well, I think it's a completely made up situation, so I don't know what us speculating about it's going to be. Y'all, Darcey and Zach are not going to be together. This is.
I kind of feel like they're building. I hope they're not. I hope they're not building for a Darcey and Georgie reunion. I feel
think
like they're
they
building
are.
towards that.
Yeah, I think they are. They've been spotted together on and off, but I don't know if it's for filming or what.
I don't know.
So the next thing, Stacey and Florian are having a sit down with their officiant / marriage counselor,
He's a marriage counselor because that happens sometimes.
Morris.
This man.
I don't know if it's spelled like the E.M. Foster novella. E.M. Forster, I'm sorry. I said Foster. Like the beer. Did you ever see that movie? Did you ever see Morris with Hugh Grant?
No.
Oh, it's a good gay movie. It's hot. Hugh Grant's like hooking up with the stable boy.
Hugh Grant's making out with guys?
Oh, yeah. This is before I think this is before he got shitty and entitled. Or maybe he was always shitty and entitled.
He is, he looks fine now, but young Hugh Grant was really hot. I was so into him.
This is the best Hugh Grant in this version. It's
really?
That British guy. I never remember his name. He's blonde. He's in all of these Merchant Ivory movies, and Morris is a Merchant Ivory film. And it's he's in Steven something. He's blonde. He was also in Carrington with Emma Thompson and Jonathan Pryce, which I've talked about several times. And every time there's one sissy who like Carrington. Yo, my whole 20s was about seeing Merchant Ivory films and not trying to impress grad students in English who I was going out with. And then I realized I loved them and I didn't need those grad students to fulfill me.
I don't even know what Merchant Ivory means, and I'm okay with that.
Come on. No, they did A Room with a View. Ismail Merchant and James Ivory. There were two gay directors. You need to know. That's part of your history. You need to know Merchant Ivory.
So
You've
they're
seen
directors.
a Merchant Ivory film. Yeah.
Oh.
Ismail Merchant and James Ivory. James Ivory is the only one who's alive, I think. I think he directed Call Me By Your Name.
So that, well, they didn't get the sequel of that one.
No, they did not.
They did not. That's
thanks to the cannibal. Yeah.
Oh, they did A Room with a View and Howard Ends. I need to see those movies. And I should see some of these
you
movies.
Won't. You don't need to see any of them because you won't appreciate them.
Maybe they'll be on a plane and they should be. We'll see if they can be maybe nominated for the Oscars.
I've talked about the male nudity in A Room with a View before. Something changed. Ooh. Them getting out of that lake.
Somebody
Jay-Bird, what's on the television? What's happening here?
Jay-Bird, why you got to rent that video from Pickens Video every time? Where did y'all just go to
Blockbuster? Mother.
Did y'all go to Blockbuster or did you have a local video store you went to?
We had what was the video store? Oh fuck. What was the name of that video store? It was blank so and so's video when they had like Dalton's video. I think it was Dalton's. Dalton!
Did you hear, by the way, this is an update, y'all. Black and White Cookie is in a relationship with a woman.
I knew it.
Good for Black and White Cookie.
She really needs that. Not that possessive lesbian she was with.
I think it's a different one.
When they were on the gondolas. She needs
y'all, this is love during lockup. I hope Dalton gets with someone else, though, so we can see his mom.
Oh, Dalton's mom. No, Dalton's a sociopath. He needs to be behind bars.
I have to say, I really feel like out of all Love After, y'all, this is Love After Lockup on our $8 tier. I love all of the franchise. I have to say, it's getting to where Love During Lockup is kind of becoming my favorite.
I totally agree with you because it is the messiest of all of them.
Is that what's next for us? I think it is. I
think the next one.
Well, we did a Love After Lockup. At the beginning of the year, we did Love After Lockup.
Yeah.
And then now we're in Life After Lockup. So it should be Love During Lockup next.
love. Oh my God! Please,
I think it is. Please. We already have what? Seeking Brother Husband on the $8 tier. And then what else is coming back? Oh, Extreme
Me,
Sisters.
you, and my ex.
Oh, you, me, my ex. Yes, sorry.
Yes.
We finished Extreme Sisters.
Yeah. We may have finished it for good. Because this season was.
Y'all let us know if you still want us to cover it, but it was a little weird.
I don't care if they do. I don't care.
Well, no, it's nice to get a consensus. We're kind of like RuPaul. It takes everybody's
I make
opinions.
the choice. I mean, we make the choice.
We make the choice. But the
It's
final
my
decision
show.
is up to us.
Our show. The final decision is up to me. I mean, us.
Yeah.
So y'all, Stacey and Florian, they're with Morris, not the Ian Forster Morris. And
I'm going to interrupt you. I think there's a better way to do this, and you know which way it is, but you're going to have to pull double duty.
all right.
It's time for a Darcey and Stacey theater, everyone.
So it big.
Theater. Okay. All right. I'll
You'll
be playing the role
Morris.
Yes. I'll be playing the therapist. There we go. Action. Well, hello. Thank you for having me here today.
How?
What? Huh?
Thank you for coming, house.
Oh, okay.
Are you
okay.
minister?
I'm the minister. Yes, I'm not a
vampire.
I'm a. You know what? I brought my cross today. I'm a minister. I'm not a therapist at all. Not a therapist at all.
No, I don't like therapies.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
We have
So,
communication problems. We have
Yeah,
communication problems.
but you're already married for 2 years and you have communication problems.
That's
and,
incidental. Yeah.
okay.
We're
Well,
still
I
having a
just,
big wedding. Big
well,
wedding.
I want
Big
all
twin
right.
wedding.
Okay. I want this ceremony.
I don't see problem. I don't see problem.
What do you? Well, I mean,
This
well, what?
is fucking therapy. She
Oh,
tricked me.
No, it's
You
not
don't
there.
trick vampire. Vampire get even.
Okay, well, what is there? Is there something with communication where Stacey, would you like? What would you like him to communicate better about?
Yeah, we were at the bachelor party, and
Uh-huh.
certain bachelor party was just there, and he was, let's just say, it was kind of not really fun, and
Okay.
every fun have limit, but it's okay for
Um,
you to go over your limit. Never talk about that.
Okay.
My house, my rules, but I pay the bills. So what? But I'm paying the bills. Tell me what rules you have. Tell me what rules you make.
All right. This is getting crazy, and
The amount of disrespect that I put up with on a daily basis.
okay. Look. I'm gonna break this down. Florian,
Yeah.
if you are king, you've got to respect the queen. She's your queen.
Vampire queen?
Sure, she's your vampire queen, and a vampire king should respect a vampire queen.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Boris. I knew this would help. All I want is respect. Treat me like your queen. I'm sorry. I am going to change.
I'm gonna have to leave this here. And scene. Best part is that this therapist could equivocate a gendered version of how Florian should treat Stacey, and that's when he finally got it.
He finally understood king and queen. Yeah.
I hate it when people say king and queen.
I know it drives me up the fucking wall too.
But that's what worked for this guy.
It did. Y'all, let's be honest. I don't think Florian's going to change. She might get him to put the seat down, or maybe wipe the blood off his teeth when he comes in the house.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you're ever going to take the vampire out of Albania, or take the Albania out of the vampire.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep. That's the show. That's what it was. A shorter show today. We didn't have, there was not as much kind of plot points. Last episode was packed more. So next week, from what we've heard, I don't think it's 2 episodes. We don't know if next week are 2 separate episodes or if it's going to be
a 2-hour finale.
I think it's more of a 2-hour finale, but that will be the wedding
finale with wedding nails. Yo, if you've never seen that, that was our first Darcey and Stacey meme in the wigs.
That is the reason why Darcey and Stacey love us now, because they saw that. As Darcey said, they got the emotion right. Wow. What a dream. What a dream life.
Anyway,
y'all, that's your Darcey and Stacey this week. Oh, it's so good. Go to realitygates.com. You know the drill. Find us on Instagram, Reality Gate Podcast, on the TikTok, Reality Gates, and Twitter at Reality Gates Pod. Again, we apologize for Cocaine Jaguar showing up in the middle of the YouTube live. We hope that never happens again.
He was a gentle lover, if that makes anyone feel better. Surprisingly so. Got docile afterwards.
Be sure to be on the lookout on Friday. We've got more episodes of Love is Blind dropping. I think is it 2 more episodes that are dropping on Friday? Or
it is 9, 10, and 11.
I think it's 3 actually.
9, 10, and 11.
And then so we're gonna be riding that Love is Blind train for a while. If you are, just real quick, y'all, because we've had people come up, you might want to, if you're having an iPhone, you might want to update it with Patreon, because I guess there was an iOS update. There was specifically an update for the podcast app. So even if you're listening, if you feel like your apps look a little different or there's things aren't working, try updating your phone.
Agreed.
No one tells us what's coming. We just have to respond to it like fucking raptors at a goddamn donut hunt. I don't know what that means, but now I don't know. All right, everybody. We'll see you next. But if you what, Poodle? The muscle relaxer is cooking
I thought
in.
You were going to say.
It just flew out of my head.
You were feeling vulnerable and you decided to take it to the bedroom. You need to manifest that.
Manifest that.
Lord, help the mister who comes between me and my sister. And Lord, help the sister that comes between me and my man.